Good morning all of you. Today I am going to teach you price ceiling and where is the price ceiling binding and non-binding. If you have a given the demand function and supply function, so if market demand and supply function given, if government control the price, if demand is excess, either supply shortage, then price may be continuously increasing. In these situations, government want save the consumer, either we can say consumer protection, because price day by day increasing. So government objective is social welfare, social justice. Then government find the maximum retail price. So it is the maximum price below the equilibrium price is called the binding price ceiling, and non-binding price ceiling is above the equilibrium price, because above the equilibrium price given the market demand and market supply function, above the equilibrium price is already supply excess, demand shortage. So I think not binding above the equilibrium price. Okay, so let's I am going to give you with example and how we can find non-binding and not binding. Suppose that price ceiling, binding and non-binding, you have given demand function. Suppose that you have given demand function is 110 minus 10p, and supply is given minus 100 minus plus 20p. You know, both are the linear demand function and linear supply curve. So you have given demand function and given supply curve. First you need to find the equilibrium price and quantity, but before equilibrium price you need to find the maximum price of demand when price is 0. So you need to put 110 minus 10p is equal to 0. Then you can find 10p is equal to 110, then price is 11 rupees, maximum price. Okay, so your maximum price is 11 rupees in demand, and you have 100 quantity, and you suppose that 120 quantity is 110 square. Again you can find the supply, minimum supply price. Minimum supply price you can find 20, 50, 100, it means 5y plus 20p is equal to 0. If you find either, then finally we can say 20p is equal to 100 is equal to 5 rupees. Minimum price is 5. Suppose that. Okay, so it may be demand curve is downward sloping and supply curve is upward sloping from 5. Okay, now we need to find the equilibrium price. Equilibrium quantity is equal to where quantity demand is equal to quantity supply. So you have given the function 110 minus 10p, okay, is equal to minus 100 plus 20p. Then you find price is 210 is equal to 30p, then p is equal to 7. So prices you have found the, suppose that 7 rupees. Clear? This price you can put demand curve also. So quantity demand is equal to 110 minus 10p. Okay, so find, if you put 7 rupees, then 110 minus 10 into 7 is equal to 40 quantity. So we can say the supply and demand is 40 rupees. If you put 7 rupees in supply function, then you can also find the supply of 40 rupees. Okay, is clear? Okay, but if market demand is greater than supply, either supply is greater than demand, there are two extremely situations. If supply is greater than demand, either demand is greater than supply. Okay, so if demand is greater than supply, then this is the gap is going to difference. Okay, then government need to fix the price ceiling. Okay, suppose that government fix the price ceiling is here 8 rupees. If you government fix 8 rupees price ceiling, then okay, if price ceiling 8 rupees, 110 minus 10 into 8, it means 110 minus 80 is equal to 30. Okay, if government puts 30, these are 30 quantity. Okay, and quantity supply is 20 into 8 minus 100. It means quantity supply is 60 rupees, 60 quantity, 60. Okay, as market demand is only 30 quantity, but supply is always is 60. There are 30 quantity excess. So if demand already, supply is already excess, so there is not binding. Why? Because already supply is excess, there is no need to binding, so not effective. So not binding. Not binding is above the equilibrium. These are equilibrium price. Not binding above the equilibrium price. Okay. Now I am going to give the binding is different between. Okay. Not less than between 5 to 7. Suppose that government fix the 6 rupees binding. If government impose 6 rupees binding, so it is called price ceiling. Price ceiling. Why price ceiling is success? Because you can say if government fix the 6 rupees, if you fix government fix 6 rupees, 110 minus 10 into 60, it means market demand is 50. Then sorry, market demand is 50. Okay, but market supply 2 into minus 100, it means 120 minus 100 is equal to 20, but supply is where? ठीक है, supply is 20. 120 minus 100 is 20. There is a 40 quantity demand excess. So in this case, government need to put maximum retail price. So finally we can say, if equilibrium price binding always below the equilibrium price, not binding always above the equilibrium price. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me again. Please note down.